Okay, so when you're progressing through the game, you're going to get some of these chests. And I know when I first started, I had no idea what it was. I've even gotten a few comments about it already. So I'm here to completely explain what the Wigger token is. And also, who should you be spending these dupes on? Because yes, guys, these are actual universal dupes you can spend onto any of your characters. Of course, they're color-coded towards whatever color or attribute the character you want to level up actually is. And we're going to go through how to get them as well. So first way is just by playing through story mode. As you can see, I believe I have gotten 6 in total because I think I spent one already. But I've completed all the story mode, so up towards stage 2400, and I've gotten about 60% through Nightmare. And I've only gotten 6. They actually don't give out too much through story mode. But what they do give out quite a lot is through Tower of Trials. So, yeah, I believe it's only in hard where you get some. So you get one like floor 5. And I believe you get another as well on floor 10. And then you get another one on 15. And then you get another one on 20. So you get 4 in total here through each color for, of course, blue, red, green, yellow. So that is where you can get some. Where you're probably going to get a lot more, especially when you're progressing through the game, is through the lab sample dungeon. Because when you actually open up these chests each day, you get upwards to 6. But if you do defeat a new difficulty for the first time, you're going to get 5. So you're going to get, what, 500 in total? Because if you've done stage 1 to 100, you're going to get 5 each time. Plus the one time you clear it. So you're going to get like 600 in total. Plus the dailies you're going to do as well. And these chests do actually drop them very, very low rate. But I have gotten a few off them by opening up these chests as well. But yeah, if you want to know where to spend them, it's pretty simple. On your awakening, you can see right now, I could spend 4 to max up my Galland if I wanted to. But let's go over which characters are worth actually deepening up, and is it even worth spending them? I would say my biggest recommendation right now, at least for the... at least not for blue and yellows, because we'll get through that in a second. But if you're a green character or even red, I definitely recommend saving because, well, Escanor's coming at one point. I imagine he's going to be green just because of Grand Cross. He was green in Grand Cross. He might be green in the game. So if you are green, if you have a bunch of your actual, you know, green awakening ones, which is, to be fair, you probably will have because I have, I say that I have 1. Yeah, my luck, I guess. I've only got 1. My luck hasn't been that good on getting the green ones, but there aren't that many good greens to dupe out. So what I'll do is make a little bit of a tier list and go through, you know, who are the ones the best to dupe out. I mean, once again, it kind of comes down to who are the good actual legendaries, right? But also as well is... if King is the best character to dupe out, that means the blue characters are naturally going to go down a little bit, right? So yeah, of course, the 2 best characters in the game, Barn and King, you lot should be duping those characters out as well. I have got Galland here because I, myself, have spent some on Galland. Not that you should spend it all on Galland, I'm not saying that. But if you have like 1 or 2 dupes away from getting towards like 3-star or 2-star, wherever your count equivalent is towards him being usable, then hey, you know what? Getting a few dupes on Galland, I don't mind it. I actually like it. Because King is usable at 0-star. He won't be a good DPS, where Galland's just not usable, right? Like, Galland, you can't use at low deep levels, where King, you can. So, not that I would prioritize using Galland over King, but if you're, like, 1 or 2 deeps away, once again, I recommend it. It's what I did personally. In fact, he's the only character in the game, I think next to Barn, I've spent dupes on. And then, yeah, for the red characters, these are my picks. I'd say Diane is probably the most important one, I think. Because if you compare the reds that you can dupe out, is Gelda, which Gelda's like a decent character. I'd say she's like, okay, you know, if I get a duped out naturally, I'm fine with it. Wouldn't probably chase after her. Melee is a character, obviously, I've been using, and he's pretty good in solo boss fights, but... to spend dupes on him, I'm not too sure how I feel about it because you'd rather just use Kane. Like, Kane is just a character you use naturally. He does very similar damage. But, like, if you're a few dupes away for him being usable, then sure, I'll go for it. It's not the worst one. It's just, I think Diane, if you want to solely focus on a red character, might be the play because this is why Draw is lower. Draw and Diane, like, basically almost the same character. The reason why Diane's higher is because she's a red character. The reason why Draw is lower is because you have to use blue dupes onto him, and you'd rather spend those blue dupes on someone like Galland or King, of course. But you don't know Wilo, you know, one of the best tanks right now in the game for an actual unique character because he has the immortality. Diane is better. It's just you can't dupe her out. So if we eventually start getting more dupes for her and she can go towards like 3-star, 4-star a little bit, then hey, you're going to actually love this character because this one right here as well, she buffs up the team, right? Now, granted, this is more of like for a mono red team because she buffs up the red's evasion, but you don't mind it. So I'll say for reds, I'm definitely leaning more towards her. And then going towards greens, like I said, I feel like you should be saving your greens because I feel like Escanor might be a green character. So, you know, don't go too crazy with them. But Zarathos, probably is the best green character here, I think, for like a DPS character, just because, once again, you have to get duped out for him to be usable. Gluxini is there because he's actually, once again, probably one of, if not right now, the best green legendary character, but you don't need to dupe him out because he's a support character. I mean, sure, it's nice to get duped out, but it's nothing to really chase after, I would say. Where, like, Zarachars, for him to be usable, you do have to get him duped out a little bit. But nothing really, once again, I feel like worth chasing. I'd rather just say for Escanor. Same for Monspeed as well. He's a support character. He does a lot of value at lower dupe levels, but if you dupe him out, he's going to be better too. And then, what about the characters down here? The reason why I don't have, like, Arthur and, like, Deanna, for example, these four down here, I mean, I guess these should go in C tier. You do get a lot of dupes from it anyway, so you eventually get them towards, like, 4 to 5 star, which means in order to take them towards the next dupe level, you got to spend, like, 5 to 6 onto them, which is more than you probably have to spend right now. So, yeah, I'd rather not. Just dupe them out naturally. You're going to get high dupes. They're going to be usable for you lot for a while. Okay, you know what? I'll move up Palazar because he kind of lives in the shadow of Barn. Once again, when you have Barn, the best DPS in the game, you should be prioritizing him. But hey, once again, if you start naturally getting some more dupes for Hauser and you want to get him towards like 1 or 2 dupe levels, if you want to run like a full actual, you know, int team, you know, full yellow team, he can benefit with Barn, you know. That's, I think a lot of people right now are starting to use him towards higher ranks because people are starting to get him duped out. Zaneri, I'm going to move up. She's a bit more usable at lower dupe levels because she's a support character in the backline. You know, you don't care too much. Very much like Gluxin in a way. But once again, blue dupes, you prioritize King, if anything, over her. I guess I might want to move up Nanashi. If you don't know what Nanashi is, he's a funny character. Actually, like you say, I'm actually 2 dupes away. I might even consider it, right? Because this guy is literally only made for the dungeon. If you look at his skills here, he's got an AoE skill a little bit, another AoE skill a little bit, swiftness for himself, of course, very selfish, but you don't mind it. And then this here, deals damage, restores 30 actual energy if it defeats an enemy, but most story quests are 1 enemy, so defeating the whole story quest, getting 30 energy is irrelevant, is useless. He's a green character too, so he's clearly made for this actual gold XP dungeon because the bosses are actually blue, so you have type advantage, and if you kill one of those little minions, you then get 30 energy for your team. Therefore, you do more actual ultimate recycles, and there's like, what, 30 of them on field? Or like 20 of them? So yeah, that is where Nanashi's only usable. So considering there aren't that many greens, hey, you know what? Throw in like 1 or 2 dupes onto him, which is what I might actually do. If I'm 1 away, I probably will do it to where he can be holding my better DPS from my actual, you know, gold dungeon farm. But once again, I want to stress, I feel like Escanor might be a green character, so I might want to save that for him. So yeah, I'm going to move down these 4 characters. Like I said, you get them duped out anyway, but if you're 1 or 2 dupes away from like awakening toward like 5, 6, 7 star, then sure, maybe go for it, right? But yeah, this is my like recommendation about who to actually dupe out. By far, best yellow you should be duping out is Barn. Best blue is obviously King. But you can use them at lower dupe levels, where Galland, for example, is a character, if you want to start using him, has to be high dupe levels, or at least towards 3 star. For the reds, I feel like Diane might be the best one for support character. But that being said, going off Grand Cross, now not every character in Grand Cross has the same attribute in Grand Cross and even Idols, but Derriere, she might be a red character, she was in Grand Cross, so I might want to save those for her. And if same for greens, Escanor might be a green character, I might want to save, you know, them for him. But if I had to spend on someone, for me personally, might be Nanashi, because I actually like might use him in dungeons. At least he'll have an actual use where I don't really care about getting Zarachas up. Gluxinia, sure, be nice to dupe him out, but I don't really care. So, yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Let me know who you lot are duping out if you're actually going to be using them. Like I said, for me personally, the only thing I've ever duped out is a Galland, because I was really close towards getting towards, I think, 2 star at the time, or 3 star. And then Barn. And then right now, I have got a few dupes for King. Like, I could spend freedom to fully awaken him, but what I'll probably end up doing is, if I'm 1 or 2 away from 3 star, then I'll spend it onto him. But maybe I'll wait for his like return banner when he actually returns again. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.